Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi. Thanks so much for joining in live. There we go. Thanks for joining me. We've got a little bit of a smaller group today, and I assume it's because everyone is doing some Black Friday shopping, maybe doing some Thanksgiving stuff for our US crew. So whatever, we just get to have a nice little intimate class, and we'll post the recording for everyone to watch later on. But yes, the Black Friday shopping, Carol. Oh my goodness. Have you checked out like the sales that we have up on our website at xcrafts.com? Wild. We have a coupon code you can use to save 10%. It's BF10. Right? It's so many pages of sales, 19 pages worth, says Carol. I didn't count, but you've obviously been shopping. Save up to 75% on a bunch of stuff, and we have some amazing deals on all kinds of really great stuff. So check it out there. Corey's in the producer's booth, and he just posted a link if you want to check out the sale. But okay, good. Sue, you got your speakers sorted out. Beautiful. I first of all want to apologize if you guys are in our little Facebook event group, in that chat on Facebook. I am so sorry. There were some very rude messages sent. I don't know, they never came to me, so I think someone was impersonating XC Crafts and sent them out. Anyways, our sincere apologies for whatever that was. You guys are amazing customers, as always. You know what's up, and that we would never obviously send something like that. So thanks for being so wonderful, as always, with that. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining. Karen, I think if it's this Karen I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure Karen was the one that told everyone what to do right away. Just delete the messages. Just don't even pay attention to them. So thanks, Karen. Okay, so I'm so excited for the cards that we're going to be making today. I can't wait to dive in. I absolutely love our Hunky Dory punches. We have a few different tag punches, the corner rounders, everything. I'm using them constantly, so I'm excited that we get to use one in our projects today. I'm also thrilled to be using these adorable little characters from Creative Expressions to make a tag. I can't wait to get into it, so why don't I just stop blathering on and flip us over so that we can get started on our card. I hope everyone's doing well, by the way. Hey, Thursday, happy Thursday. Let me know how you're doing in our little chat box. There's just a few of us, so we can hang out. And of course, as always, if you have any questions as we go along, just type them into that chat box. Happy to answer them as they pop up. And if I don't know the answer, I know Corey will be typing away and Googling and everything in the producer's booth to make sure he gets the answers for us. So without further ado, let's flip over and get into our virtual card class. Okay. Oh, Sue's fitting the class in just before Thanksgiving dinner. Perfect. Thanks for hanging out, Sue. Okay, so we're going to start off with this card. We're going to put a tag on our card, and then afterwards we'll make however much time. We're going to make a couple tags with the cute little characters. So I'm very excited we get to use some sparkle texture paste in here. We're going to do some heat embossing. I'm in love with this little snowflake stamp from Hunky Dory that we're going to use, but any kind of snowflake will do the trick. I just love this one. I love the little sentiment, love the look. But whatever you have on hand, let's just craft along and make a really fun project. Let's just get into it. Okay. So we are gonna, let me get my tools out here. I gotta get my paper cutter. We are going to start, oh good, we have more people coming in. Everybody's joining late. What the heck, guys? What's going on? Okay, so we're getting started. I guess we're only 6 minutes past 1:30. I hope everybody has maybe a little tea. Who knows? I know you US crew are just celebrating Thanksgiving, but I have plans to get my Christmas tree this weekend. I'm excited for that. So maybe a little eggnog for your little craft class. I don't know. Okay, so we are going to start with a card base, a 5x7 card base. So let's keep that in our window. And let's get started. So to do our 5x7, I'm going to be trimming my sheet of paper to 10 inches by 7 inches, 10 by 7, right? 10 by 7, and then we are going to score our card base at 5 inches. Beautiful. Okay. Did anybody snag up some good Black Friday deals yet? I mean, it's still just Thursday. Oh my goodness. If you got any good crafting deals, let us know in the chat box. Okay, so we got our card base, 5x7. Oh, Carol got the advent calendar, the Art by Marlene advent calendar, Carol. Oh, I'm obsessed. I'm working on some projects with it right now, so I get to open all the doors ahead of time. Okay, so 5x7 card base. Kaylee, focus. And then we're going to just trim another sheet of white cardstock to 4 3/4. Four 3/4 by 6 3/4. Oh, hi, Brenda. Hi. Hi to New York State. You got the materials for our next virtual class. Yes, I'll show that one off at the end of this class. I'm so excited about it. It's like these ones have seemed like wintry. Our December class is Christmas. I'm excited. Okay, so we've got our card base, 5x7 card base, and now we've trimmed white cardstock to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay, now we are going to emboss this sheet. So we're going to emboss it with our Snowflake embossing folder. I'm in love with this embossing folder. Beautiful and wintry. It's the Bold Snowflakes from Creative Expressions. I really like it. So we're just going to stick our cardstock in there. And if you're using a nice thick cardstock like I am, I do all my white cardstock is typically our EC Card 25. That's like the SKU for it. It's our premium white cardstock. It's nice and thick. So if you're having issues with your paper tearing in the 3D embossing folders, just give it a spritz with some water and it just kind of loosens the fibers up. I like to do both sides and it just loosens them up and lets them bend a bit more. Right? Okay, so we've got that in there and I'm going to run that through our Go Power and Emboss machine, which, by the way, is on a crazy sale. It's $199, on for $199 Canadian right now for Black Friday. And you get some embossing folders with it as well. So great deal. Great deal, great deal. Hang on a sec. I ran it through with the wrong plate. Okay, run that. There we go, that's better. That's happier. Okay, so we're embossing that sheet up. Perfect. And look at those snowflakes. So pretty. I love this folder. Okay. Put that out of the way. Now we're not going to attach this to our card base just yet, okay? What we're going to do instead is trim up some lovely patterned cardstock. I'm using some 12 by 12 sheets from Studio Light. And I mean, how cute are these colors? These little trees are just adorable. So we're going to just cut a couple strips to 3/4 inches. And honestly, we're just going to need one 3/4 inch strip from both. So I'm just going to go 3/4. You can use any pattern paper you want. I've used the Studio Light 12 by 12 papers in a few things now. I'm going to go this way. In a few of our classes, right? I think we used, it was a Studio Light 12 by 12 paper in our Nellie's Choice Slimline class last week. I love them. They've got everything you need for 12 by 12. Right, Sue? Yeah, both sides. So first of all, if you need a Christmas plaid, this is the one. If you didn't already order it for class, the SKU is Scrap US 107. And so that's what's on the back of those cute little Christmas trees. But everybody's always looking for that kind of Christmas plaid look. And this is my favorite of all the plaids that we have. And then, so we've cut our stars, but on the back is that lovely wood grain texture. Just so cute. Okay, and then we're gonna cut, so we've got a 3/4 inch strip, and I'm gonna do a 3/4 inch strip out of these trees. Perfect. And then I'm gonna go, so we're gonna kind of like stagger them. So we want the bottom one to be longer. So I'm gonna cut whatever I'm using on the bottom, whatever strip of paper I'm using on the bottom, I'm gonna cut it to 4.5 inches. So 3/4 inches for the strip, and then trim it to 4.5. And then I'm gonna use the same pattern on the top for my top strip there, underneath the tag. So I'm gonna cut it to 3.5. Doesn't have to be too exact. I just want it to look nice and like staggered. And then I'm going to trim my other pattern paper, those little cute Christmas trees. I'm going to trim it to 4 inches. So it should just nestle right in between the two. So 3/4 inches by 4.5 inches, 4 inches, and 3.5 inches, just to stagger us up. Alrighty. Now we're just going to attach those to our embossed card. No, what did I'm missing all of our glitter. My goodness. We're going to apply our texture paste. So we got our strips cut, whatever. Set those aside for a second. We have to put our sparkle texture paste. Add some glitter to these snowflakes to make them look snowy. So I'm using the Cosmic Shimmer Texture Paste in Frosty Dawn Sparkle. So love it. You could also use a glitter kiss. We have a similar glitter kiss. I think it's Frosty Sparkle in the glitter kiss. It already comes with the applicator. That any kind of glittery glitter. Just to add some glitz on there. So I'm just taking any kind of applicator you've got, whatever you want to use. This is just one of our smoothies, but it's just, I chose it because it's like the same size as the snowflakes. That's the only reason. Oh, Corey, you've got a request in the chat box there. We want a link for the Sparkle Texture Paste. So Sue, you can find a link to all of the products we're using on our retail website. So maybe Corey will post the link to just everything. So if you have any questions as we're going along, we've got all of them listed up there under the Inspiration tab on our retail website. You'll see the virtual classes. So all of the virtual classes that we do, we list all of the products we're using in there. Okay. So I'm just subtly loading a little bit up. I don't want to go too crazy with my Sparkle Texture Paste by Cosmic Shimmer in the color Frosty Dawn Sparkle. And I'm just pouncing it on the embossed bits of these snowflakes. I love this sparkle. And Cosmic Shimmer does have it in a couple of their products. Oh, I don't know. They just, maybe Corey will know the answer. But they came out with, it's just like a loose glitter of this kind of iridescent, whatever, from Cosmic Shimmer, this iridescent glitter. It's a loose glitter in, like, it looks like a little paint bottle. I'll post it to the group afterwards too, the Facebook group, for you guys, if you want to know, but I'm just in love. I love it. It can be subtle. What I also like about the texture paste is you can load it up to make it look like snowbanks or whatever as you're with whatever project you're doing. Actually, we're going to do that on our next one, on the tag that we're going to do after this card. We'll load it up to look like a little snow cap, and it holds the texture. So that's a nice part of this. Why do I keep the Sparkle Texture Paste? My goodness. But I love this sparkle. So I'm just pouncing it on there. Any applicator will do. And I'm not too worried about it, you know, like if it's just on the embossed bits. This is doing actually a great job. But, you know. Oh, Corey's busy. So he's also, in addition to being our lovely producer, he also runs all of the online, everything you see on the website is basically Corey's doing that. He's putting up the sale and making sure everything's priced properly for you guys and available and the quantities and everything. So he has a lot going on today in addition to producing this class. So be patient with him, guys. He's doing the best he can. Thanks, Corey. Okay. Yeah, we've so much on sale right now, and we just keep adding it as the day goes on. Lots of savings. Okay. How's everybody making out? Who's crafting along with us? Whether you're doing this project or something of your own, who's crafting? Oh, Carol's crafting. Nice. We've had the retail store here has been super busy today too. We have lots of deals going on for anyone that's local. We have even different sales from online too in our retail store. Special one-offs. And honestly, that's like my favorite part. Not my favorite part, but something that's awesome is our Black Friday sale is a lot of low quantity items. So there's only like 1 or 2 left and we're just clearing them out. So they're flying. So if you see something you like in the Black Friday sale, scoop it up because a lot of the items in the sale category, there's just 1 or 2 left. Got to make room in the warehouse for new products next year. We're already getting spring stuff coming in, my goodness. Oh, Carol's making her card with cats. Cute, I love it. Brenda hoped to craft along, but she's still cooking. Oh, well, whatever. That's all right. You can always watch the replay too if you need to, Brenda. If you got to head off to Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, Hannah tried to come into the retail store. Well, there's always tomorrow, Hannah. And we're open special hours. The retail store, we're open on Saturday as well. But if you can, I say come tomorrow because the deals are flying quick. There's just too much going on. Okay, we're almost done here, my goodness. But look how pretty, like it's so worth it. Getting this glitter on here. I love these little smoothies, these little smoothie applicators I use them so much. And the little pointy end if you need to get into the details. Works really well. For inks, mixed media products, whatever. Nice little applicators. Okay. There we go. Set that aside because we're going to use the same paste on our little tag. Oh, hi June, thanks for joining. Oh, okay, so Karen asked for like all the Black Friday sales. Can we just keep them in our cart? No, people can still, even if they're in your cart, people can still buy them. I think. Isn't that correct, Corey? Like, you might lose the inventory. Just because it's in your cart doesn't mean you're saving it. You have to actually check out. Yeah. Okay, good. Corey agrees. Unfortunately, because sometimes people get shopping and put something in their cart and then and then they never come back to it. So we can't just reserve it. You have to actually scoop it up. But we've got reduced shipping also. And maybe Corey can post the details of that. I think it's different for our US and Canadian customers. We're not attaching that yet. So we've got our glitter on. We're not attaching this on yet because we have to do this little banner. Right, so we've got free shipping. So scoop up, if you see something today, scoop it up, and then you can always go back, some other time in the weekend to shop the sales. Okay, so where are we now? Okay, we're going to And this sparkle texture paste dries quite quickly. So we're just going to attach our strips on. So we trimmed our strips up, right? We got 3/4 inch strips, trimmed them to 4.5 inches, 4 inches, and 3.5 inches. So we're just going to attach those onto our little sparkle glitter embossed card. And I'm going to go just tight to the right side and about 1/4 inch up from the bottom. Thereabouts. Okay. And next one. Stack it up again about 1/4 inch above our bottom strip. Make sure your trees are facing the right way and tight to the right side. There we go. And our last stars. Again, 1/4 inch in between. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Now I'm going to take a light blue cardstock. So the two, we have kind of like a light blue and a mint green that we're going to use in class. And these are from the Matte-tastic collection from Hunky Dory. And I love this cardstock. I actually have bulk packs that I was able to get just for the classroom of each color. But we sell packs of different kind of color combinations. So these two color combinations are from our Acorn Wood Bunny's Special Day Matte-tastic selection. So it has 30 sheets, 10 different colors, and then you get 3 sheets of each color, which is like so nice. Love the pastells and then the browns and the grays. And honestly, this is like a great selection of their core colors. And I find that I pull from these colors quite often. So just a tip, love this Matte-tastic from the Adorable Squirrable collection from Hunky Dory. Also love their Adorable Squirrable, their other cardstock. I'm pretty sure we have just a couple packs of the full color set left, the bulk packs. So if you're shopping anything like that, all of our regular price stuff, you can save 10% on with that coupon code BF10. Okay, that's enough of that. Back to class, Kaylee. Just trying to let you guys in on my secrets. Some of my favorite products, the ones you know how you just have like your staples that you're always reaching to. I love the color selection. Now it's just printed on one side, so the other side is white, and it's a nice 350 GSM, which is great. Nice thick, especially for doing tags and stuff like that. It works well. Okay, so we're gonna cut another 3 1/4, not 3 1/4, just 3/4 inch strip. Let me get this in the camera. 3/4 inch strip. That's all. Of that blue. 3/4 inch strip, and then I'm gonna go just 2 inches. Should be about all that we need. Let's set that aside for a second. Then from our light blue again, I'm going to cut a 2.5 inch strip. So from that same color, whatever color you're using, 2.5 inch strip, and that's what we're going to make our tag out of. And then we're going to make our little tag out of that really cute mint green. So I'm going to trim that to 1.5. So we got kind of our tags cut and ready. That's going to be our little star banner. Not star, snowflake banner. Okay. Now I'm going to whip out my handy dandy fancy edge tag punch. So we have all kinds, and you guys might already have some in your craft stash too. Tag dies, whatever. You can use those here. I love these punches. They stay sharp. You can use, you can do 3 different sizes. So we can go, we're going to do our 1.5-inch mint strip. And you just wedge it in those little notches there that say 1.5 inches. Make sure you've got it all the way to the back. It should hit the back there. And easy peasy, punch it down. And then we have our little tag. Perfect. So then we could also do a 2-inch tag, but we're doing the largest at 2.5 inches in this punch. Again, make sure it's pushed all the way to the back and punch it. There. Look at that fancy little tag. So you can make them as long as you want. Do whatever. Do whatever you want. Now, we are going to heat emboss these little bits and pieces. So I'm going to get my stamping press, my stamping platform, which I love using a stamping platform anytime I'm using Versamark and doing heat embossing. Love, love, love. Gotta make, just in case you don't get enough of the Versamark on in your first go, it's nice to be able to reapply it in the same spot if you need to. So, I guess we better, if you have a tag die or anything, go right ahead to use it on here. But we trimmed this to 3/4 inches. So I'm just going to put a mark in the center. So the center is at 1, 2, 3/8. Just about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch back. And then I'm going to go from the corner right to that dot, just to create that little banner. Again, if you have a little banner punch or a little banner die, by all means, but this is what I have right now. So that's what I'm doing. Cute. So let's stick this on. Now remember, we're gonna stamp a little snowflake, but remember we're gonna fold this. We're gonna end up folding it over our card. So you can already, if you know where you want to fold it, just to create a little flag, you can already fold so you know where it's going to go and where you should put your little snowflake stamp. Just make sure it's going to be on the front of our card. That's all. So let's get one of these cuties, just any small ones, any small snowflake that'll fit on there. I'm going to use this guy. And just pop it on. Whoops. And apply our Versamark. So I'm using the Versamark and I have my white detailed embossing powder ready to rock, along with a scrap piece of cardstock because I'm going to get embossing powder all over it. So here we go. Let's do this using my Versamark. apply my Versamark to my stamp. Oh, that was close. And so if you kind of tilt your stamping platform, you can see if you have good coverage. And I typically just do it twice just to be safe, to make sure I've got enough on there. Wonderful. Now I'm going to set it on my scrap and just dust some of that embossing powder over top. That's it. And then I can just set it there, don't knock it, and then we can heat emboss all of them at once. So I'm going to just clean that Versamark off with my baby wipe and just stick it back on my pack. Then let's go with our tag, and we're going to trim it off so we don't have to go too far down with our snowflakes, but just arrange snowflakes out and around wherever you want. Gonna go kind of there, kind of off the side maybe a bit. And I'll use this one up here. Cute. And this one's so pretty. Like, you can't go wrong. Every single one of these snowflakes is so pretty. And put one up here too. That looks good. You can add more if you wanted, but I'm happy with that amount. Oh, we should stick a piece of scrap paper underneath, just so that we don't get Versamark all over our stamping platform. Just to be nice and tidy, I guess. Make sure it's lined up nice. All right, all right. And apply our Versamark. How's everybody doing? You keeping up okay? This card uses a lot of different, a lot of different elements here. Okay. Stamp that. And again, I'm just going to reapply, make sure I've got full coverage there. There we go. Beautiful. And I'm going to take it over to that scrap piece of paper and just dust that embossing powder on, my detail white embossing powder. To cover all of those stamps. Perfect. And then clean those off. Well, we have it here anyways. Okay. So these are the Hunky Dory For the Love of Stamps. And I think this is, at least when they came on my radar, this was like one of the first packs. And I was like, hang on a sec. I really like this collection from Hunky Dory. For the Love of Stamps. And since then, like I think this one's actually from last winter, but snowflakes don't go to style. Since then, I have used, in my own collection, I have so many different stamps from the For the Love of Stamps collection. They're kind of stamp brand from Hunky Dory. I really like them. They're great quality stamps. And I just like the style. Their text is always nice, and it's always just something a little special. Their font, I guess, is always cute. Okay, so I'm using, I guess I wasn't even talking, so we're going to stamp up our next tag, and I'm just using the sentiment. This one says, sending you a flurry of winter wishes. But you could use any sentiment that kind of fits in there, or if you don't have one that fits in there, toss another snowflake. Who cares? It's gonna look adorable either way. So this one, mine says, sending you a flurry of winter wishes. I've also done a card with this snowflake pack and used the other sentiment on there that says, if snowflakes were kisses, I'd send you a blizzard, which I think is just such a cute little sentiment. So sticking that on. Perfect. You can see we've got good coverage there. Okay. Then just going to cover that with our embossing powder. Get rid of the scrap. Perfect. And then I'm just going to tap off any of the excess. Cute. I find with this adorable scoreable paper, the Matte-tastic paper, I never have any issues with needing to use an anti-static tool. But if you do have issues and need an anti-static tool, by all means, Nellie's Choice has a nice little anti-static tool. So if you have your detail embossing powder sticking to places on your cardstock where it shouldn't be, run an anti-static tool over top of your cardstock before you stamp with the Versamark, and you should be in the clear for that. It kind of just takes away any static that might accidentally make your embossing powder kind of cling to, so you don't get a clear image. Yeah, Corey, can you link that anti-static tool? Do we have it in stock? The Nellie's Choice anti-static tool. So I'm just dumping all my excess powder back in there. And Carol, if Corey doesn't get to it, I'll post it in the Facebook group too. All right, now I'm going to grab my heat tool, which, by the way, I didn't even know. This was a surprise to me. Also on sale for Black Friday. This is the Couture Creations heat tool. Huge discount on it. If you're in need of a new heat tool, this is the only heat tool we carry, the only one I use, and I love it. We've had them in our classroom pre-COVID, so they've had lots of wear and tear, and they are still rocking and rolling. I can't say enough good things about this one. It helps speed up the dry time on tons of your mixed media stuff. It heat embosses. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. Okay, so I'm just going to turn on my heat tool, let it warm up, and then we're going to apply the heat to our embossing powder. So just like last week when we used the embossing sprinkles, we heated from underneath, which you can do, but you don't have to with this one because it's locked in with the Versamark. That detail embossing powder is just going to stay where you've stamped it. So you don't have to worry about it blowing away on you. And just hold it there until it melts up. Ow! Use tweezers if it's getting too warm for you. There we go. Okay, moving down the line here. Just hovering just until we see it melt and kind of brighten up, right? Doesn't take much. There we go. And our last little sentiment. I feel like embossing powder is just always like a little magic trick, you know, when you see it all come into view when it melts up. Okay. So we're done with our heat tool. Now let's trim up our tags to the appropriate lengths. Get that out of the way. So we're going to trim our largest tag to about 5.5 inches. 5 1/4, 5.5. I'm going to go 5 1/4. Perfect. We want it to be just a nice size to kind of fit on our card and still leave room up top because we're going to put some twine there. So we don't want it sticking way up the top. That's all. And let's trim our little mint green tag. Let's trim him up to probably 2 1/4. Just perfect to fit that little sentiment on. Wonderful. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm just going to run just an alcohol marker, but it could be any marker you've got. I'm just going to run it along the edges just to kind of make them stand out. You could use an ink pad to just run along those edges or an applicator, but I'll show you what I mean. Just to kind of finish it off. It's not much different than the color of the cardstock. And I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it just looks like a little bit of a shadow on the edge. Just finishes it off. It's especially nice with this, with the printed cardstock because you can see the white edge sometimes, if not, which I don't hate, but you know, I just wanted a different look. So I just finish it off with that marker. I'm going to use the same light blue on the mint green, and it's just going to kind of tie everything in. So I'm just running it along the edge. Now be gentle, you don't want to ruin the tips of your markers if that's what you're going with. Just lightly drag it down the edge. I find the markers, depending on the look you want, the markers work well if you're adding color to the edges of things. Just even like to get the interior of this punch, I can't do that with, you know, the edge of an ink pad. I don't have that control. So the markers are nice to use. Whoops. I colored right off the edge. Whatever. We'll cover that with the twine. There. Just running it along the edge. Perfect. Oh, okay, Corey posted the link for the anti-static tool there in the chat box. Guys, if you wanted to pick one up, again, make sure you use that coupon code BF10 and you get 10% off regular price items. Yeah, he also mentioned the anti-static spray. I don't have any experience using that with embossing powder. Might work. But my only advice would be to make sure it's fully dry before you start stamping with your Versamark and adding the embossing powder. Otherwise, I feel like the embossing powder might stick to the like damp sprayed areas. I don't know. There. Perfect. So just adds a little finishing touch to it, right? Okay, now let's attach these two tags with a little piece of twine or ribbon or whatever you want to use. If I can ever find the end of this. Oh, oof. Okay. And I'm going to give myself a little extra room. And then I can trim it up after if I want. So I like to go front to back with my loop. But whatever your preference is, it's not going to make a big difference. There we go. It's coming along, isn't it, June? Yeah. So we can add a little bit of glue if we thought we needed it, just to secure that in there. Sticky specs work super well for this, but this twine is kind of rough, so it's staying in place. No problems. And I think I'll just trim it up a bit, just to the edge of the card, so it's not sticking out over top. And just loosen those up a bit. Make it look lived in. Give it that lived in feel. Perfect. All right, now let's cut the pieces for let's set this aside, and we're going to cut out the pieces for our snowman or whatever character or element you want to put on there. So I'm going to grab my snowman die from Marion Collectibles here. So cute. Also handy. Love this plate that just cuts out all of the bits and pieces you need to decorate your snowman with. Smart. Instead of all those fiddly little bits and pieces. This is a nice one. So I'm going to cut it all out of just white cardstock. Just a scrap of whatever, and run it through my die cutting machine, and then I'm just going to add the color with some alcohol ink markers. But if you prefer to cut it out of different colored cardstock, by all means, go right ahead. So I'm just going to run that through my die cutting machine. There we go. Cut them out nicely. And their snowman. Okay, okay. And where's my pokey tool? Pop all these bits and pieces out. Got our carrot top nose. Wait, our carrot nose. Top hat. Here's the little like ribbon for our top hat. And our scarf. And we've even got a little holly and berries if we want it. I'm not going to use them just because I don't want to add more colors to this color scheme of a card. But I mean, if you wanted to, you could always do like green leaves and maybe some blue berries if you wanted to keep it kind of within the color scheme. Or do green leaves and red berries. Do whatever you want. Okay. And actually, Corey, we're almost an hour in. So if you can do a random selection for our, the winner of our $10 gift card for all of you watching along live, We always do one of those. So I'm going to have Corey pick a random winner for that. And then I'll announce it just in case anybody has to go for their Thanksgiving dinner or anything. Let's just do that because you guys are all here and wanting to join in. So, okay. So we've cut out all of our pieces for our snowman and we are just going to color him up. Now, for the scarf, I'm going to do that light powder blue. And just do a couple coats there and down. And what I'm going to do is go shade it in a little bit on the bottom and on the edges. Give a couple extra coats there. And kind of underneath the ball, add a little dimension. Then I'm going to take my colorless blender marker and add in some stripes. So I'm just going to take my colorless blender and just add a stripe. And I'm kind of going to go with the curve of that ball. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it just pushes that alcohol ink out of the way and gives us a little stripe. There we go. Then curve them going the other way. Just a couple runs over and it pushes that color out. Do you see that? I don't know. Okay, so we've got our winner. The winner is, drum roll please, Sandra D. Congratulations, Sandra. You win a $10 gift card for Ecstasy Crafts. You can use it online. You can use it in the store. Send us, Ecstasy Crafts, a direct message if you can, or either in this chat or on Facebook, or email us just with your contact information. Basically, all we need is your email, just so that we can send you that gift card code to use. Congrats. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so I'm still just using the stripes. A little icy blue scarf there. Okay, then I'm just going to take orange and color my orange nose. I'm going to use that same blue and color the ribbon for the top hat. So again, base coat on, and then I'm just going to add some extra layers there to the edges, some extra coats to the edge to kind of give a little shaded look on there. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but whatever, you know by now. Then we've got our two coal eyes. I'm going to color in just with my black marker. Again, you could absolutely be cutting this out of colored cardstock. I just didn't want to fuss around with a bunch of different little bits and pieces of colored cardstock. It's easy enough to just add. Maybe I spoke too soon. These eyes are tiny. I need my tweezers, my goodness. Easy enough to just add a little bit of color with our markers. And, you know, it doesn't have to be alcohol ink markers for this job. But that's what I have on my desk. Okay. Flip this guy around. Our eyes are ready. And what's left? Just our top hat. I'm gonna go with okay, I'm gonna go with ice gray as my base coat. Then I'm going to shade in with my steel gray. Ooh, that's quite a bit darker, isn't it? We might just be kind of doing it like this. Let's see, what does this give us? Kind of try and blend it out that way. How does that look? Like a nice little kind of shiny spot on her hat. I don't know. Go over it again. How's that? A little shine on our hat. Cute. Okay. Now, oh yeah, I'm gonna take my Greek white, so that's super, super duper light gray. You know what, it looks a little warm. I'm gonna take ice gray. Let's just go with the ice gray. And just do a little bit of shading on our snowman. So I'm just gonna shade under his chin, just along the edge. Just a nice cool gray, really light cool gray. And starting halfway down. There we go. Just to round out those kind of snowballs. Okay, now let's glue these pieces together. Just gonna take my acrylic glue and pop these things together. There we go. And our scarf. Pop that on. To his neck. And I'm going to put our hat on first. So I'm going to kind of tilt it off to the side a bit. And then we'll know where to put his eyeballs. Tilt it off to the side. Give him some dimension. And we will arrange his, yeah, that looks perfect. His carrot nose. Oh, thanks, Sue. Yeah, it's a cute little snowman, isn't it? So you could make him, he could be looking in any direction, right? Because the way that the die set is like, he could be facing totally forward, I guess, if you wanted to. Get those eyeballs on. But depending on the arrangement of your card, he could be facing this way too. Just however you place the pieces. All of the Marianne collectibles dies are just so versatile. All of the characters. All right, there we go. We got our little snowman done up. Now, all that's left is to just assemble these pieces. Yes, Sue, I agree. Having him look sideways just brings him to life. Like Frosty. Okay. Let's find our card base somewhere that we made at the beginning. And what we're going to do is attach our little banner first off, because we want to just attach it to our glittered snowflake embossed card there. So I'm going to just use a little bit of glue, attach so it's folded over. A little bit of glue on the front and back. And about a 1/2 inch down from the top is what I'm doing. Just kind of hold it there for a second. Set my glue bottle on top. Okay, then I'm going to attach my tags with a little bit of tape, double-sided tape, wherever that is. We could use foam tape too if we wanted. And I'm only attaching the large one because, of course, our small one is tied on. And I like being able to kind of swing it around and stuff. So I've removed the backing, but when I'm placing it, I want to keep in mind I want it to be far enough over that I can fit my snowman kind of off to the edge and still have him on the card. So it's about a 1/2 inch from the edge. Perfect. And then my snowman, I'm gonna attach him with foam pads or strips or whatever I've got here. Foam pads. Pop him up a bit. There we go. Wedge them in there. Cute. All right, I think our banner's stuck down well. Now, with some double-sided tape, I'm just going to attach our kind of front panel to our card base. I've been reaching for this wider double-sided tape a lot recently. Like I used to be a die-hard 5mm girl. But for my backings, I've been reaching for this one. I just feel like it's a little bit more secure. Just the wider strips. Especially for some textured cardstock, you know, because you don't have full contact on those embossed pieces. So it's nice to have a little bit of a wider strip, for sure. All right. And just space that out, giving yourself that little even border around the outside. Perfect. There we go. Cute. Sending you a flurry of winter wishes. And you know what? Let's stick one of those sentiments in the center. I got it. I have to use the if snowflakes were kisses, I'd send you a blizzard. I have to. Okay. So we could use an ink pad that kind of matches this blue. This nice light blue. I don't have one on hand. I'm just going to use black on the inside. But if I had my life together, you know, we could be using a matching blue ink. If I wasn't doing this live, I would go get a matching blue ink. But we're doing it on the fly here, so there we go. I'm just going to use my VersaFine. Or do I use London Fog? At least it's like a little bit gray, like the hat of our snowman. I'll try London Fog. Let's see. See if it's dark enough. Might not be. Cute. I think that works perfectly. Aww. So nice. If snowflakes were kisses, I'd send you a blizzard. Adorable. There we go. A very, very, very cute little winter card. Easy peasy. Lots of fun different bits and pieces to that one. Okay, so we've already done our draw. Congrats again to Sandra D. Sandra D. And let's take a quick little regroup break. If you have to go to the washroom or get a tea or a drink of water or something, do that while I just kind of clean up, tidy up my space, and then we'll come back and make a little gift tag. But I love this one. Such a cute one. This keeps popping up. I'm going to add another piece of tape to that right now. You're not supposed to be popping up there. There. Okay. So tidy up all these bits and pieces. Oh, of course, I had my static tool right there. My goodness. Now that I don't need it. Okay, so don't forget everything that we're using in class. If you didn't already order it to Craft Along, you can scoop it up, and with your Black Friday coupon, BF10 at checkout, you can save 10% on everything, which you might want to use to shop our December class. We added one more for anybody who doesn't already know. If you're not, I don't know. If you live under a rock, I don't know. We're having another card class on December 16th, I believe, is the Thursday. So if you want, you can shop that full collection for everything that we're going to do in that class. You can shop it on the website and use the coupon code BF10 and save 10% on everything you're ordering for class. Also, we've got a super duper deal on the stamp that we're going to use for it. So check that out as well. Here's the card. Step card, a side step card. I think that is, was it Carol at the beginning that was talking about the gorgeous embossed mirror cardstock? Just adds like so much more glitz to the card. We're going to use our little star sequins. I love these ones. I've used them on a couple projects now. They're very, very cute from, I believe it's the Paper Boutique. These ones are from. And I love them. So you can find all of that in the category, the link that that Corey just posted. And then we're gonna do, so this one we're doing from scratch, no die needed at all. We're going to be using this poinsettia stamp from Couture Creations. So this packaging was actually damaged. So it didn't affect the stamp at all, but anyways, we have it super duper duper deeply discounted, kind of similar to that spelling mistake stamp. I thought a class is a great way to use these items where we get to work with them and be like, hey, there's nothing like it's not a big deal, but you get to save so much. So anyways, I thought it would be a good way to use it up. And then we're just measuring and cutting. So make sure you have your craft knife handy for this class because we're going to create this sidestep card from scratch. So you can replicate it all you want. No die needed for this one. We're also using another one of the hunky dory little corner punches there. And then for this card, how cute. It's the same paper pad. This from the same, the Paper Boutique. We're going to use the decorative papers, and I think the other pad is called like the embellishments or something. So the decorative papers are what we're using kind of as our backgrounds here, but we are using a sheet from, I believe it's called the embellishment pad. Don't quote me on that, but this is one of the pages from that other classic Christmas pad. So if you want to do this exact thing, make sure you grab both of the pads, okay? But the majority of the papers is from this decorative papers pad. And I'm so excited. So this one uses an actual die. I'm good, but I'm not that good. So this one, we're gonna use one of the really cool building block dies from Studio Light. And I'm so excited for this one. We're gonna layer it all up. And it's honestly a really simple card, but my goodness, does it ever look impressive, right? So we've got our mirror gold cardstock. Anyways, tons of fun. And you don't really know how to put it together until you put it together, then you get it. So I thought it'd be a great one for a class, and kind of breaks the ice for all of these Studio Light Essentials different shaped dies. They have so many cool shapes, and they can be kind of intimidating until you see a card made with them and you really get to see how it works. But I am in love with all of these different shapes, and they are just about to release some new ones. So I thought we'd get our feet wet with this guy and do some building blocks here. Okay. What is the part number on that die? On the building block die, yeah, Sue, it's SLESCD15. But I would definitely recommend checking out the full collection. So all of the SLESCDs are really good, in my opinion. All right, so that's enough of that. That's for December 16th. So you've got time. And I thought these are going to be some really great cards to give in person, you know, like showstopper Christmas cards that you don't have to worry about sticking them in the mail if they're a little bit, it's not that thick, but you know, if they're a little bit thicker, don't worry about it. These are ones you're going to give in person over the holidays. Okay, so, back at it. We've done our cards. Our card, and now we're gonna do our little tag and build another little character. I really like this set because, yes, sure, they're all wintry, but they absolutely do not need to be. These are all optional pieces. The little Santa hat, and I mean, that one is obviously a reindeer, but if you don't have a red nose, that could just be a deer for a fall card. Like no red nose and no Santa hat and no scarf, you've got a deer. Same with the fox, no scarf, you've got a cute fox to use any time of year. Now this is an older die set, like a year or whatever old, but if you guys have been watching my videos or seeing kind of some of the new product releases that are coming out, foxes are all over the place. So even though this is older, it is like very on trend with our little fox character in there. Then we've got our polar bear, But again, take away the hat and the scarf. You don't have to die cut that out of white cardstock to make a polar bear. That could be a grizzly bear or a little teddy bear or anything, right? So it's even though it has those winter accessories, it is a very versatile die with all of those cute little characters. Right? Yeah, great. Okay, so let's start with our little tag base. So what I'm going to do is, I was just talking so much and I didn't even get my stuff set from our little break. I didn't get myself organized. Okay, so I'm going to use that same Studio Light paper that we used in our last card with the stars, the scrap US 106 for that nice wood grain, that kind of wintry whitewashed wood grain texture. Also love that it's double-sided, so then we get the back side of our tag is still cute, right? So we're going to trim that up to 2.5. We're going to cut ourselves a little strip, 2.5 by 4.5. So let's get on screen here. 2.5 by 4.5. Could be any length you wanted, right? I mean, how cute. You could do all 3 characters and have your tag go this way and have all 3 of them on there. Or 3 little bears, if that was something you wanted to do. I don't know. Just an idea. Okay. Or how cute, all 3 of these characters, and then it could say from all of us on it. Oh, I'm just feeling inspired right now. Okay, so we've got our tag cut to 2.5 by 4.5. Then I'm gonna grab my tag punch and just punch it. Again, making sure it's pushed all the way to the back. Perfect punch every time. Okay, then I'm going to take just a scrap of white cardstock and again cut it to 2.5 inches to fit in our tag punch. 2.5. Punch it. And then I'm going to trim it to about 1.5 inches from the tip of the curve there. 1.5 inches. So that's going to give us our little snow cap. And you know what? Why don't we do 2 of those? Let's do that again. So I'm going to take my same white cardstock that's trimmed to 2.5 inches. I'm going to punch it again. And that way we can finish off the back of our tag as well. And I'm going to trim it again to 1.5 inches. There we go. Perfect. Now, on our little snow caps, we're going to take our sparkle texture paste and we are going to apply it with a palette knife. If you have one, oh my goodness, where's my palette knife? I have no clue. So we're gonna get creative. A palette knife or a piece of cardstock or anything, just to kind of scoop it out and mound it on there. A palette knife obviously is going to work better. but I'm a big fan of using what you've got. So I'm just going to kind of goop it on. So I've got, I don't know if you can see how much is on there, right? And we're just going to goop it onto our edge, just on the front, because we want to be able to attach it flat to our tag, right? There we go. And I kind of like to make it so that it's not a straight edge on the bottom. You can kind of like have it fluff over a bit or drape down, like maybe icicles or, you know, mounds of snow. There. So all we do is just make sure it's scraped off the back there so that we can attach it flat once it's dry. There we go. And maybe just put that on a scrap piece of paper to dry up. And let's do the same with our back piece. I have no idea where my palette knife went. Oh, we were using them in another project. That's what happened. I got all set for class and then kept stealing bits and pieces from it. Okay, again, just spreading some on. And because it's the texture paste, it mounds up and creates that kind of snow texture really well. Gives us some dimension there. Perfect. There. Alrighty. Now for our cardstock here, we could use a corner rounder punch if we wanted to on the corners. Hunky Dory has a great one, like I've used here, but I'm gonna do square edges on this one, just cause, mix it up a bit. And I'm going to take Pumice Stone Distress Oxide ink, just because it's a nice kind of gray that matches this wood grain. And I'm going to finish off the edges of my tag. Kind of like what we did with the marker, right? Which we absolutely could use a marker if we wanted to just line it with gray. But I'm just rubbing it on the edge and it just darkens that edge up and finishes it off. It takes it from looking like a piece of cardstock that you cut to, oh, well, that's a tag and that's the shape that that tag was supposed to be and that's how that card was designed. That's how I feel about it anyways. You could bring the ink further on to the cardstock if you wanted, using an applicator, if you wanted to add a little bit more distress action. But I like it just on the edges there. And then we can do it on the back as well. Kind of goes with that green color. There we go. Just finishes it off nicely. All right. Now let's cut out the little bits and pieces for, I'm going to do the polar bear. Polar bear. So I love the little stitched edges on this character, on these characters. They're just very, very cute. So let's pop him out. And they have a handy dandy little cheat sheet so you know what all the different pieces are here. So you can see, okay, I'm going to build the polar bear, and then I can see the die pieces that I need to make that polar bear. So make sure you're following along with that. Got that. We've got our little puff ball from this plate for our hat. And And we've got our scarf. Got our little, I guess I'm going to call it a muzzle, I guess. And I like that it embosses his little cheeks. How cute is that? And what else do we need? Oh, his belly. There. So it even has a little frame guy. Like, this is such a great set. To give us those squiggly little Christmas lights. You can make them Christmas lights. So color each little embossed dot a different color, and you'd have a little string of Christmas lights to go around your frame. How cute! I love that. I didn't even realize. It's a die that keeps on giving. Okay, I think that's all of our pieces. I do believe. Oh, no. We need the edge of our hat. There. Okay. I think that does it. So I'm going to cut our bear out of white cardstock. And I think I can use this scrap piece. I'll cut him and our hat in bits and pieces, and our fluffy hat, the like brim of our Santa hat, out of white. Okay, run that through. Oh my goodness, my Go Power machine just keeps unplugging itself. 1 sec. There we go, my goodness. Trying to do too much at once. Okay. There. Oh, don't put anything in your drying little snow caps there. Okay, okay. This little cutie. Oh, his cheeks are embossed. Oh, so cute. Okay. Perfect. Then I'm going to take some brown cardstock and cut out his belly and his little muzzle there. And again, this could be just colored in with alcohol markers like we did in the last project if you want. Or anything, right? You could color any white cardstock, turn it into colored pieces. Okay, done and done. And I'm going to do his hat and his scarf in a nice blue color. Oh, there, now I've done it. Smooshed it into our texture paste. Just get back on there. There. We're recovered. That's all right. Okay. Set that out of the way somewhere. Okay. And where's my blue cardstock? To cut our little hat and scarf. Could make them any color. are we doing for time? What time is it? 3:06. All right, we're on track here, guys. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. So we can just put them together. I am going to add a little bit of our sparkle texture paste. And I'm going to just use my little applicator. I'm going to add it to the brim of our little hat here. And the puff ball that we've got for the top of our hat. Just add a little bit of glitter to it. All right. Doesn't have to be too thick, just to add that shimmer. You could mound it up if you wanted to make it look really fluffy. But that's all I'm gonna do. And oh yeah, his little puff ball. And because this is just a thin layer, it's not gonna take long at all to dry up. There, okay. Now, let's pop out all of the pieces. We've got an eyeball here, another eyeball there, got his little mouth, and his nose there. So I'm going to color all of those with black. Just my black marker. Again, could have cut them out of colored black cardstock, but I don't want to muss up a whole sheet just for this. The marker works fine. There's his little mouth and his eyes. There we go. Okay, and pop the rest of our pieces out. Come on, get out of there. There. Sometimes those stitched borders like to hang on to things, eh? And get his tummy out. There we go. Oh, he's taken shape. Okay, so we can just start to glue our little bits and pieces on here. Get our hat out too. So, glue his tummy on. Just line that up with the bottom of his chest. There. And we'll layer his scarf on over top. His little snout. Thank goodness for that little cheat sheet on the die set, or I would have been lost. Okay, then his little eyes. I'm going to use my tweezers for this bit. Maybe. Hello? Come on. Oh my goodness. I should have my sticky tool. And he has little embossed spots where his eyeballs should go. So I guess theoretically you could just color those little spots black if you wanted. Or whatever color you want to make his eyes. There we go. And his snout. So cute. And a little dot of glue for his nose. Okay. Last but not least, we'll do up his hat. Come on. Again, I love that glitter from the texture paste. Love, love, love it. You put you put googly eyes on yours, Karen. I love that idea. It is such a cute little die set. The googly eyes, that's perfect. That's so funny. It just brings it right to life. Aw. Okay. Love it. And let's put our little puff ball on the top of the hat. Beautiful. And we'll set that right on there with a little line of glue. Just on the edge of the hat that'll be on top of our bear. There we go. Oh, what a cutie. Okay, you know what? These little embossed cheeks are killing me, and I'm just gonna try something. Don't do this until after I test it out, but I wanna see what it's gonna look like. If we just, I'm inspired by last week's cards where we made little peach cheeks on everyone. I wanna see what it looks like if we give our little polar bear peach cheeks. I might totally ruin it, but we'll see. Just on those embossed spots. No, that's cute. I like that. What do we think? I like both ways. I think the peach cheeks are quite cute. Okay. There. We've got our little bear. So cute. I actually used a little bit of a different blue and brown on that one. I like it. I like it. Peach cheeks just make him look nice and warm and like he was out in the snow. Okay, so let's add him on there. And let me see. Let's add him on. The center, we can glue them on or use some tape if we want, or even a foam pad if you want to pop them up a bit. That's cute. If you're not worried about having a flat gift tag, maybe that's what I'll do. Right, Sue? He needs the little pink cheeks. Okay. Here we go. Pop them on there. Love it. Then we're going to, these might not be dry yet, so you can let them dry fully and add them on after class if you want, which I would recommend. They need a little bit longer. You can speed it along with your heat tool if you want, but all we're going to do is just stick them on the back and front of our tag, okay? So again, you may want to do this afterwards, especially for the back piece at least, because we can't flip it over. So we're going to save this second one, and it'll just attach on the back just like the front. And just line it up, and it gives us that little snow cap. How cute. Okay, I think we're going to leave it. I might leave it there because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up our little snow cap. Oh, we can add a little piece of twine if we're careful. So I'm just going to tie a little loop with this one to add on to a gift bag or something. Present. And put one end through. Try not to touch my little snow cap. And I always like to give myself a little extra length. Or to toss this on a bottle of wine as a hostess gift. How cute is that? Tossed over the neck of a bottle of wine. Adorable. Trim it up. And we're set. There we have it. Super cute little tag. And again, when that's dry, maybe don't put your string on yet. But when it's dry, you can attach this one to the back too. And that's where you could write your little to from little holiday message. Finish it off. There we go. So cute. 2 very cute wintry cards. All done up. Cards, tags, whatever. Same deal. Love it. So there we have it. And I did post this morning. I don't know if anyone on here was looking for it, but I did finally post our last class's video. We posted it up to YouTube. And you guys can check out the recording there if you want. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you can, and I'll post the recording of this to YouTube too, if you want to go back and take it a little bit slower if you want. And and Corey's going to put them up on the website as well, all of the recordings of the classes. Some of them are already there if you needed to. But anyways, oh, I'm so glad you guys enjoyed the class. Yes, of course, you can rewatch it. Love it. I had so much fun. I always have fun crafting with you guys. Thanks for tagging along. And I hope that you are able to join us for our next class. We're going to have lots of fun again, making the sidestep card from scratch. So this will fit in a 5x7 envelope, which is a big deal to me anyways. So I can't wait. It's going to be a couple weeks, but we have so much going on. Don't forget to, if you wanted to order any of these, scoop them up now while we have that Black Friday sale going on, and peruse through those sale categories because there's so much good stuff in there. And again, they're going quick because it's all low quantity stuff. So anyways, I hope all of you US crew have a wonderful Thanksgiving, a nice little holiday, and the Canadian crew, it's almost the weekend. We're almost there anyways, so. Okay, thanks so much, guys. I will catch you next time, and of course, I'll see you on our Facebook Lives and everything. And if you did craft along, or if you're making any projects with these items, post a picture of your stuff, of your cards and gift tags and everything to our Facebook group, Crafting with Ecstasy. I've loved seeing everyone's work from class. It's so much fun to kind of get to see what you guys are doing on the other end. So I think that does it. Okay, guys, have a good rest of your afternoon, and we will see you next time. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.